Whew, all right, we did it. We got a limit at our first lake. It's 10:19 right now. Took a little longer than what I thought. Maybe it's one of those days where everything's just going to take a little longer than you think. First lake that I wanted to go to, the landing was closed, or at least where I thought the landing was closed. So I had to kind of go to lake number 2 first. And now we're going to go to a lake that I had kind of forgotten about, but I think it's a good choice for the second lake to go to. It's about 8 minutes from where we're at right now. All right, here we are, lake number 2 for my near home zone, my winter challenge. Looking for 5 fish on this lake. Then we'll move on to another one. I should probably call this Paul's stretch, because these are his lakes that he fishes when he just wants to get out quick. Got some cloud cover, so there might still be a little bit of a frog bite going on. A little more stained water. What I'm liking is that it's clear right to the edge of the lily pads. So as we work this windy shore, we'll be able to throw our bladed jig right in amongst the lily pads. Right here. Just need to know there's a chance that they're in here. Maybe the next level up that they're in. Oh, there we go. They're saying, yep, it's possible. Well, if that's going to happen all the way up, that's going to be a pretty fun bite. All right, let's see. All right, windiest part. Let's see if they'll go after a frog. All right, I got the calm side of the reed island here, or the island, or whatever. Can fish all the way around it. Maybe we'll get our 5 fish right around this island here. I'm gonna use our power finesse protocol, which means we're gonna throw it in there. Just let it sit for a second. Just move it like half a handle crank at a time. Let it fall in between the gaps in the lily pads. Sit on top of them once in a while and stop it. And let whatever's underneath do its job. There's a fish. What do we got? What do we got? There we go. Oh, a lost bass. Darn it. Well, we hooked one with the jig. That's 2 lost fish. All right. Back to the frog. There we go. Nice fish. Right in the middle of all those lily pads. Whew, that's a big one. Glad I did one more cast in there. Nice, chunky, long fish. Let's see the length. We've got, 18 and a half. Nice. Good start to our limit, 18.5 inches. Well, there it is. It's a booyah kind of day. If you watched last week, the early morning lake I was on, that's the only way I could really get them. I got one on a jig. And now, we found one right in the middle of all that lily pad goodness. I was kind of going past, so I had to take this hand and set the hook like that. And wow, that was effective. It's hard to get the hook out. All right, that was nice to get the first one in the boat. 4 more and we're off to our next lake. See, like these have kind of some dead pads and stuff. I usually just throw maybe 1 or 2 casts to these. But when you find a big group like that, just work it pretty well. And even if your first 5 casts don't get a fish, that 6th or 7th might get it. All right, here we go. Strike King 3/8 ounce tungsten jig, tour grade, along with a chigger craw. Isolated lily pads. Drop the jig on them. Boom. Fish on. A little bit lower there. We've got frog wreckers and we've got jig trailer wreckers. No more legs left on this one. We need some legs on there. Alright. First pass, trying a frog and trying a bladed jig. Had 1 bass on. Next pass here, using slowing it down with a black and blue jig. Couple of bites, 1 mystery and 1 little northern. Sorry about the wind noise. Gonna aim back into the wind and continue working down this way. There we go. Oh, darn it. Ah, felt like a heavier fish. Fighting more like a bass than a northern. Ah, that's 1 for 5. There we go. What do we got? All right. Big guy. Wow. We aren't getting a lot of them, but oh my goodness, he just came off in the net. But the ones we're getting are big. Look at that fish. All right, a jig bass right off the lily pads. We are chipping away. First one was 18.5, and this one is frisky. Let's see if we can get a measure. 18 3/4. Oh, yep, 18 3/4. Pinching the tail, just making it. All right, look at that guy. Had to wait a while, missed a few fish. There we go. We shall keep trying. That fish hit it almost immediately. 2 to the limit. 2 quality fish to the limit. Black and blue power bait chigger craw. Not max scent, just regular, but working nonetheless. There's another fish. We have a jig northern. All right, thank you, Mr. Northern. Got himself out of the boat. Whew. I'm definitely a grinded out kind of guy. A couple of 18 inchers. I know it's been slow, but oh, love catching those bigger fish. Just letting this wind blow me down the side of the lily pads. Once we get all the way down towards the landing, I'll reassess and I may go back up, throw in the bladed jig. They seem to like the black and blue right now, so that's what we'll give them. I just thought I'd put it in the middle of that lily pad field. Oh my goodness, there's the jigs up. How about that? Another big guy. Right in the middle of those lily pads. Just dropped it in there. Whew. All right. He's still flopping. If it were a tournament, I wouldn't be measuring up here, but we'll take a chance. 18 and a quarter. 18 and a quarter inch bass. Beautiful. There we go, black and blue jig. Yeah, I'm going past these lily pads here, and I thought, well, there's an opening in the middle, and I thought I'd throw it in there. Well, I didn't have a plan for setting the hook or anything, and my line started going, wah. All right, that's three to the limit. Oh, there was 4. Oh, darn it. Darn it, darn it. Another one, I just kind of dipped it down in there. Let's just be resting in the lily pads. Well, we've missed a few fish, but the ones we've got to the boat have been nice ones. There's fish. All right. Sling them in, we're slinging them. Okay. Well, that guy took it. That looks like number 4 to the limit. Awesome. Ooh, 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 ooh. And he's still hot. Number 4 is 14 inches. Quick release, 14 inches. 1 away from our limit. Let's go. Let's see what time we got that guy at. 128. One more. Let's get a monster of all monsters. All right, here we go, home stretch. We can always come back if we need to, but I'm hoping we can get one before we get to the landing. There we go. I think we got our fifth keeper. There we go. Number 5 on lake number 2. Let's get an official measurement on this guy. 14.5. All right, there we go. Long and lean. That is our second limit. Our second limit comes at 2:18. 2:18 p.m. So that means cull we have until 2:48. We're gonna cull. We're gonna do one more pass down that side where we lost the big one. All right, we are culling. Got a half an hour. Working back up the line where I lost the big one. Hitting a spot where I got a big one also. There we go. We got our cull fish. He just took it right off the top of the lily pads. Good hook set. There we go. All right. Let's see. 18. That is a nice cull. All right, camera's rolling. We got about 10 minutes left of cull time. There we go. They're just right on the edges. It's got to be about a 3.5 inch cull. That's amazing. That last fish my cast landed about a foot away from where I wanted it to, but I saw the lily pads move and that guy smashed it. It's pretty simple. All I'm doing is I'm letting the wind blow me along the lily pads, and I'm looking for little areas that are kind of indented. And lately I've been throwing a little further in because these jigs pull through the lily pads so nice. But yeah, just finding little spots where those bass might be ambushing. Lose a leg? Nope. Felt like a little bite there. There's a fish. A northern jump. An acrobatic northern. All right, last cast of the cull session. There we go. Black and blue jig doing the work today. Assist with an assist from the frog for our first big one. It's an awesome day, even in the wind. What a day. 2 lakes in my local region. A big shout out to Paul. There are 2 lakes that Paul fishes a lot, and the information that he gave me helped out. Also perseverance. The bite wasn't hot and heavy, but got it done. With this lake, lately I feel like I haven't been able to pattern the fish very well. I haven't been able to figure out where they're at, and I've been catching them here and there and everything. The nice thing about this lake was that I found them. I found that they were in the lily pads. Now, once you know where they're at, how do you get at them? I tried with the bladed jig right on the edge. That wasn't working. I tried with a frog. It was kind of windy for a frog, but there's a lot of calmer areas too, and I did get one really nice bass on a frog. But then I pulled out the jig, and I was able to just kind of pitch it into spots where I thought they would be. And man, what a fun day. It was a great limit for that lake. I definitely could have had 90 inches, but I lost a couple of fish that would have put me over the edge there. But you know what? That means they were biting, and that means I got some other ones in. 4 18-plus inchers, and one at 14.5 inches. I think that was my 5th biggest fish. So all in all, I'm just so happy with the day. You could probably see a little weathered looking here, fighting the wind the whole time too. So I apologize about the wind noise in the video, but wow, just great to get another couple of lakes under the belt.